All right, I think I'm streaming live now. Awesome. Hey, what's up? It's Frank here from Data Driven, and I am at the new house. I live at the new house, but let me show you a really special room. And for those of you that are listening to this, welcome back. This is a data point that I'm doing. It's actually the 299th upload. Now, the topic of this is data-driven workouts. So for those of you watching the video, let me show you one of my favorite rooms in the new house. So we actually have space here for an entire gym. A lot of this gym equipment came via the Microsoft Stay Fit bonus, which I had when I was at Microsoft. And if you're looking at the flags that you may not recognize, this is totally nerding out. This is the Martian Congressional Republic flag from The Expanse. And not to be outdone in terms of geekitude, I have a poster here with Kamina Drummer's speech from, I think it was season 3. I also have this little ditty here, Cash Rules Everything Around Me, quote attributed to George Washington, but it was actually a song from the Wu-Tang Clan. I also have this poster from, oddly enough, the Toys R Us closing. They were getting rid of everything, and I mean everything. So I got the sign saying nothing is held back. So I think it's a great sign for a workout room. So one of my favorite things about Peloton is the fact how data centric this device is. It's a bicycle, of course, and this is the original model. I've had it for about a year. I don't use it as nearly as much as I should have used it. And here's the thing that I really like about it. I kind of really hate about it too, right? So if you look here, it shows me how active I've been in the last 30 days. And it has a record of all my workouts going back. And this is actually new, where it shows you what muscle groups were used, things like that. Shows me my achievements. We really kind of gamified this process, which I think is useful. But it also kind of, reminds me that, I probably should work out more because I've only worked out 2 days this month. Now, part of that is the move, and part of that is traveling and things like that. But what's cool about this, you can see your workout history. So I can go back. I can go back to a ride I just did today with Leanne Hainsby, whose voice sounds quite a bit like Bailey's. More on that in a second. But what's really cool about this is I can see, I don't know how well the camera's going to do this, but if you look here, it shows me my output, and it shows me my cadence and the resistance. So, and as well as my speed. And this shows me this in a very visual way. So I can actually remember when this happened, when I kind of bursted up to, where's my cadence? My cadence bursted up to about 108, 106. And I remember this. So this is cool. So I can go back and kind of track my performance. So let's see how I did going back to February. And this goes all the way back since my my first ride here. And I can kind of see how I did and what my intensity and cadence was and resistance. Now, there is another metric they do track if you have the heart rate monitor, which I currently don't have, but I've set it for a goal for myself that if I can do, I'm going to start off, since there's a new month coming up, I'm going to try to basically every day I'm home, ride. So right now I only have 2 active days this month. There's one more day in the month. Like max I can get is 3, but I'm going to shoot to get to 15 maximum days, active days on there. So speaking of which, there's a couple of updates I want to give you. Andy and I have recorded the first 2 episodes of season 6. Episodes shows 300, yes, 300, as well as shows 301 have already been recorded. They just have to be ended. Hey, man, thanks, Andy. Thanks, Andy. You get to the point where you realize you got to take your health more seriously. Plus, I feel better. Like, I just did a 10-minute workout. I'm a little sweaty. It's not a huge workout, but I got a lot of chores to do around the house. Wasn't feeling motivated. And then bada bing, bada boom, 10 minutes with Leanne. I feel great. I can tell you how many calories I did. Let's see, how intense was it? It was 11 minutes, 2.14 miles, and 47 watts of output. Not too shabby. Not going to be the Tour de France this year, although didn't it already happen? Or next year, doubtful. Um, but it is definitely useful to kind of get this going. And I love the fact that it's, well, data driven. In fact, I like the term data driven so much. I made the podcast for it. So speaking of the podcast, you'll see we're doing a lot of experimentation, trying some new things. It's been a hectic year at Chateau Levine and Shea Leonard. There's been a lot going on in my personal life. I moved. I changed jobs. I left Microsoft, joined one startup, left that startup to join another startup, and then I joined Red Hat, as well as I've had 2 deaths in human deaths in my family and 2 canine deaths in my family. Now, I know I've mentioned this before on several other live streams, but mourning is something that's a process, and moving, Lord knows that's a process too. But I just want to let you know, our valued listeners, that we have a lot more content coming. If you've already subscribed to Frank's World TV on YouTube, or you follow me on LinkedIn, please do look me up. Frank Lavinia, I'm the one that's based in DC. I'm not the guy who works for Home Depot up in Vancouver. There's not a lot of Frank Lavinias in the world. But ultimately, I just want to say that the show is coming back. It's going to be bigger. It's going to be better than ever. Ditto for Impact Quantum. Impact Quantum. We've already have a couple of shows kind of being done. Speaking of Bailey, a British AI lady. She does the voiceovers and intros for our main shows. And found some software that I can actually render her. And she's been reading out the news and a couple of other videos, mostly news around quantum computing, right? Because I really want to dive deep in that space, because I really believe that the time is right to jump into this space. So I was talking to somebody who's staying with us for a while, and she's like, well, what should I do next in my career? And I said, well, she wants to get into data. And I said, data is a great field to do, great field to get into. But I would say if I had to do it all over again, I'd do 1 of 2 things. Go hard into quantum, right? It's not really kind of mainstream yet, but I think it will be very soon. And 2, I would say security. Cybersecurity is going to be a major issue going forward, regardless of what Dow Jones does, regardless of what the NASDAQ does, just because the nature of what it is and how important it is, and how many big nation-state actors are in the game, and how we have to protect our data, and every company's going to protect their data. It's the wild, wild west out there, and the front line is only as close as your phone is. I mean, realistically. So with that being said, I hear some commotion upstairs. So I'm posting this today to tell you that we have Rupesh Malpani as the first guest of season 6. And he's an awesome guy. I tell you, man, he is the next Steve Jobs. He's doing some cool big things in India. I've been on his podcast before, and he's an awesome guy. For the second episode, we got another gentleman who's into creating posthumous communications using artificial intelligence. I'll talk more about that in a future live stream. But for now, I want to say that Andy and I are both committed to the show. In spite of all the setbacks and craziness that we had, every setback is a setup for a comeback. And I will say we are holding nothing back. Oh, and there's another motivational poster right here. I have here, which, you're going to have motivational posters. You should have them in your home gym, which one, it's kind of cool I have in a home gym. I'm not going to lie. I've always wanted this since a kid. And it says, your future is created by what you do today and not tomorrow, which is why I hopped on a Peloton today and decided to do this live stream today and not tomorrow. And if you're not already subscribed to either Data Driven or Impact Quantum, go to wherever you get podcasts are sold. Or if you're impatient, you can check out what I've uploaded to experiment videos with Bailey. Go to franksworld.tv. That routes to my YouTube channel. So with that, I'm going to end the stream and say thank you very much. Thank you very much, all our listeners, our valued listeners, people who have been with us from day one, people who have been with us for just one day. I want to say thank you. We have a great lineup set up for both Impact Quantum and Data Driven for seasons 3 and 6, respectively. And there is a third show in the works, not going to lie. And with that, I'm going to end the stream. Thanks and have a great day.